Hello, everybody. There you go. Wow, it's been a day. It's been certainly a day. Technology is not my friend today. Not my friend at all. Can you even hear me on there? Coming through here. Welcome everybody on Facebook and on YouTube. Welcome you all. Get a little rundown tonight. Hey, you know what? Average Joe doesn't mean average at all. What we're going to talk about tonight. You can shoot me in the comments section. You can also sign up to get those. Like me on Facebook. Hit me up on YouTube if you want to see the replay on YouTube. Hey, it's kind of special. Hate to tell you, but it's true. Going to talk tonight about some of the universal laws that are out there that I confronted this last 5 days, 6 days. That I went to a conference. So hopefully you can hear me. Everything's good. I've been having nothing but issues. I was doing 2 webinars today and sound issues. Boy, I tell you, there was just some weird stuff going on here in the universe, and it's a full moon, so hopefully it's all worked out. Oh, I see some love. I see some. There we go. Hi, Ember. Read that. It sounds good, she says. Thank you so much. I say back to you. Mwah. Oh, what a crazy, crazy week it's been. So there we go. All right. Well, I'm glad it sounds good. I'm glad everything's going well. And, oh, thank you. Lots of hearts, lots of love. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you very much. We will get going in a couple of minutes here. And I'm going to just try to pull this up on YouTube and see if there's anything I need to monitor on that. Probably not, but you never know. There you go. Nice. All right, so we're going to get going in about a minute and a half now. We're going to hit that 6:30. Tonight, a couple of things. One, that about Glenn Campbell. Yeah, but he's in a much better place than he was. That's all I'm going to say about that, because that's a very bad disease, Alzheimer's. And anyone that knows my story knows that my mom passed away with Alzheimer's. And it's a very sad thing to watch. So thoughts and prayers go out to his family, you know, and anyone that's going through that right now. All the caregivers out there, one big, huge hug for you. It's a lot to watch and go through. So, yeah. So, heart-held hugs and love goes out to his family. If you do happen to have a question or anything or a comment, feel free to hit it in the comment section. I don't even know if I'll be able to read it. My eyes are kind of batty today from doing a webinar and reading on, being on the computer all day. So we'll see. But feel free to come back in. But we're going to start the show in about 2 or 3. Let's count down from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Welcome everybody to tonight's show. Tonight we're going to talk about being average. That and a whole lot more right after the intro. I was at a personal development conference. We'll call it that. How's that? For about 5 days, and just flew in yesterday. And boy, are my arms tired. But the common theme, so I'm walking around the room and I'm talking to people from all over the world that were at this conference. And there's people from, I don't know, what was the farthest? Tasmania, maybe? South Africa. There was some from South Africa. There was people from Europe. There was from London, or I should say UK. I generalize and always say London, but the UK. And they're all there, and all different income levels. There's people that just quit their jobs. There was people that were there for or didn't, that cashed in their 401k to go. There was people that were there the other extreme too, that as we were talking were had millions of dollars, you know, and they were all there trying to find what their heart was sending them to. And I found it invigorating. I found it amazing. I found it sad at moments, because what we do when we get into those situations is we start to compare ourselves to others, to their situation, and I find it very humbling when you get into those situations, because they're all yearning, they're all searching for growth, they're all searching for where their heart is sending them. They want to know where to go next, what to do with their legacy, all different questions that they have. And it's very, hi Kyle, thanks for tuning in. I found it very humbling when I was there, and I was thinking to myself, what is the average person? We're all searching for the same thing. We're all searching for what to develop our calling, to develop, you know, and I felt very special because I walked a few people through some rituals per se, and helped them along in their journey and helped clarify their journey. But as we do that, or as I was doing that, I was thinking to myself, what, you know, everybody was looking for inspiration of some sort. And you hear inspirational stories from different speakers. You have them get up there and tell their story, from anything from we saw a story on a person that was born with just stubs for arms and stubs for legs, and went on to be a para-athlete, a para-Olympian. There was other people that were, you know, a gentleman that was Down syndrome that has his own restaurant, and different. So you hear these inspirational stories. You hear about how someone had a stroke or death defining moment, near death defining moment, and came back from it and all this. And I kept thinking to myself, you know, there was other ones in the conference too, that, you know, you don't have to wait till that near death experience, or you have a stroke where you can't function and you have to work your way back. You know, everybody loves the Rocky story, but you don't have to wait till that happens. You can be the average person and not have to wait till something traumatic happens in your life. So I started coming back and I started thinking about, you know, what is average in America? What is average in the United States here? And if you're watching this in other countries, I don't know if this compares or not to what your country is like, but like in the average female height in America, 5'4". The average household income, $50,756. So $50,000 is, or just shy of $51,000 is the average income in America. There are people there that were feeling sad about their life, but they make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And they still weren't feeling fulfilled. You know, it's not money that fulfills you, is it? Average woman's size is size 16 in America. So as we look at these things, I kind of dug a little bit deeper, and as far as that goes, average male height is 5'10". There you go. So I didn't look up weights at all or anything of that sort, just sizes and that. But if you think about this, being average is not bad. You don't have to wait till you have some big traumatic incident that happens in your life. Being average, you can inspire others just by your story itself. If you're making under $51,000 a year, that's okay. Now you got your story. You have your story to tell. How you're going to make more money, and we'll go into another show on that, because I started going deeper into analyzing the income levels, and it's amazing how cell phone companies, all those other companies, I'll save that for another show, but those all utilize that knowledge on how they price point their product. And it's not a matter of different profits. But anyway, we'll go into that on another show. But it's okay to be average. You don't have to wait until you have that huge death-defying moment and go to the other side and come back or something of that sort. You can just be average and be okay with this. This is an awesome opportunity you have in life. Right now, you are breathing. You are surviving. You are amongst the people that are okay. The bottom half is making the top half possible, and it's okay to be right in the middle on that waiver point. And don't compare yourself to others, because others are going to be where that, if I sat there at that conference and there were literally people that were making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year and were unhappy, and I just sat there and I looked at them and I felt sadness, I felt sorrow, I felt just compelled to come over and sit with them a while and give them a huge hug to try to bring them back. And why they felt that way was from a calling that they felt within in their heart. They didn't know what that was. They had everything as far as material objects. They had everything of that sort. And then there were other people that were there that gave their last money to go to this. And there was a couple from Peru that came there and was a teacher in Peru, and they both were teachers in Peru, and it was just magnificent that, comparatively wise, they didn't make that much money, but they sit there and they were at this conference, and the conversation I had with them was just a beautiful and inspirational moment, because they were just so grateful for any of the input towards their goals that we could give them and coach them through, and different things that they could do to attain those goals that they wanted. And literally, they will go back to Peru and they're starting from scratch. They put all their savings into flying in to Arizona and being at this 5-day event to help get them to their goals faster and realize. And it was somewhere around the second or third day, they just had an enormous breakthrough. And it was with great gratitude that we watched that. it was just awesome to see, and they're going to do really well. They're going to do awesome and their goals that they want to set up in, and it was just very gratifying to watch that happen. But that just brings us right into step 2. The first step, or the second step, I should say, is to get rid of everything that's holding you back. As you can see my graffiti on the wall there. Get rid of everything that's keeping you stuck in where you're at. If you do what you did, you're going to get what you got, right? That's an old saying that's out there. And it's so very true. So you have to make a list. You have to work on the things that are holding you back. And it could be simple as your thoughts. It could be things that you were told as a child that you couldn't do or you shouldn't do. The rich are only going to get richer. The poor are only going to get poorer, and that's true to some point, because you can be broke but not poor, or you could be poor and not broke, correct? Yeah. And within there, once you define what your goals are, or what you're stuck in, then you can define what your goals are to get unstuck. So first you have to have a little self-talk and figure out what's cluttering up your brain. What's cluttering up, what's taking up the inside that is preventing you from attaining those goals, whether that's to make more money, whether that's to get farther in life, whether it's to start a foundation, whatever that is. That's the first step, is you have to identify what's holding you back. And once you do it, we're going to replace it, as you see there, we're going to replace it with what is important to you right now. What's going to be what's in your heart. And through this whole conference, it was amazing how once people realized what was getting them stuck in the mud, and the easiest way to describe that is you're just walking in quicksand, right? You're in the same place, you're doing the same thing that you've always done. And once you get unstuck, it opens up a void that now you can realize where you want to go and what those goals are going to be. And it was a beautiful thing to watch in a group of people from all different areas. And on one level, there was a communication breakdown because of language barriers, things of that sort. And then all of a sudden you could see that everything just broke open. It was just more of a universal action than it was to have a language barrier. There was no more language barrier. It's like you could just feel each other's warmth and love that came from their heart. And it all started with getting unstuck. Spent half a day just making lists and figuring that out of what has you stuck in the place that you're at. And it's a scary thing, because a lot of times we want to stay in that safe zone. It's just, even though it's bad, even though it's a negative, even though it's holding you back, it still feels safe. It still feels safe to drive the same route every day. It still feels safe to not embrace new technology, not to figure out how to be on Facebook or how to, there was one woman from Texas that was originally from Mexico that was there, and she had no idea for social media. I started talking to her about, Facebook and different things, and she was like, I have no idea on anything that you just told me. But she's stuck. She doesn't want change. She doesn't want to embrace change. And we had a strong discussion on that. It's like, she's not, she has the capabilities of learning these things and to get out. And one of her things was that one of her things that she was stuck in was being an introvert, being a wallflower. And we're all wallflowers at some point in time. But then at other times you have to bring that out. You have to be the person that takes the lead and is out front of the group. And so there's all times when we play different roles in life, and that was one of them. Once I explained to her what it could do for her, then she had this epiphany, and she was like, how do I get on? How do I get an account set up? How do we do different things that way? Because all of a sudden she was embracing it. She has a cookbook. She has all that's out there, but she just was afraid of social media. She was afraid of the computer. She was afraid of all those things. And being 60 years old, I mean, it's a new adventure. But nowadays, Miracle of Medicine is going to keep you alive to probably 90 to 100 or more. So you have to embrace what's there and embrace change, because change is coming more and more rapidly. So first, you got to find out what you're stuck in. What are the things that are holding you back from whatever it is that you desire? Is it making more money? Is it following your dream? Is it becoming a writer? Is it all those different things? And another story that I had with that is I talked a gentleman, young gentleman, that was fresh out of law school, and beautiful soul, just a beautiful soul. So kind of walked him through, because there was some things that were holding him back, and with his family, with his business, and so we kind of walked through that, and walked through a few different simple things to do. One was identifying it, just by answering the question, what would make you happy? And just constantly asking that question over and over. What do you want that would make you happy? And diving down deeper. And every time, first you start out with materialistic things, what would make you happy? And then it gets deeper, and then it gets deeper. And then once we got into the deepness of that, what was really the source of what he needed to make him happy, that's totally different than the new car, or totally different than I need to be married. And, because we all have different ideas. I mean, he was in his late 20s, somewhere in that range. And so once we dug in deeper, it was quite an emotional breakthrough. And you do that because all of a sudden you have this realization of what's holding you back. What's in that opinion, and what's holding you back on that. And then once you figure out what's holding you back, and you have that realization, now you can move forward. Now you can start making goals. Now you can start attaining those goals, because there's no other, there's no thing holding you back, because if just now you opened up a void and you have to fill it, but you're going to fill it with everything that you always wanted to do or be or have. And that's the next step in this. You figure it out. You figure out what you want to do, be, and have. You just start writing those down, and you start filling in that void, because you're not stuck anymore. You're not stuck in that quandary. So figure it out. Make a list, and just ask yourself that, what do you want? What do you want? And then the follow-up question to that is, what's holding you back? What's holding you back? Because once you know what's holding you back, now it, like I said, it opens it up, and now you can get whatever you want. And the main aspect to all of this is the overall theme of all these people: millionaires, broke, overweight, thin. I mean, there was people that are trying to lose weight. There was people that were hiding or covering up that they were having a weight problem, but in the opposite direction. There was people that wanted to find a relationship. There was people that just wanted to have a baby. They thought that that was what their would fulfill their life. And underlying all of those things was the theme, the universal theme. Guess what that was? Love. The universal theme that they all were searching for was love. They were all looking for to fill their heart, fill their desire with love and joy. And those are two different things. Oh, thanks for the love. The love. That is two different things, because love is that feeling that you get, but joy is the deep, resonating love that's within your heart. You can have joy and not necessarily have happiness at that same time, but you can have universal joy. There's some, I can't understand or remember which where it was from, but I remember Wayne Dyer saying once in one of his lectures that that joy is the definition, or the definition of joy is a universal love of God, higher power. And that's very true, because you can have joy, and joy is deep within your heart and your soul. You're going to emanate that with whoever you talk with, whoever you have conversations with, whoever you listen to. They're going to feel that joy, that compassion that's within your heart. And it's the overall universal theme of everyone that was at this conference. So no matter what their issue was that they came to this conference for, and no matter what they thought their individual goal was walking into this conference, I think it all changed when they came upon that realization of what they were truly there for. They're truly just there searching for joy. And love, joy, and happiness. And once you have love, and love starts with loving yourself. You can't give love to anyone else until you love yourself. So give it, and once you realize and have that love for yourself, then you have a surplus. Now you can start giving love away. And then once you give love away, what happens? Can't hear you. You start getting and receiving more love. It's as simple as that. You just can't help it, because what you give out is going to be what you get back. So go and start giving some gratitude to all within your heart. And with that, I blew up Facebook. Oh my, oh my. Yeah. And with that, see, I gave too much love. It actually shut down Facebook for a while, and YouTube. Both of them shut down. Isn't that crazy? Because I gave out too much love to you. There you go. Oh, yeah. It's a wonderful, wonderful day here in the neighborhood. I've had nothing but that all day long, and it's a full moon. I expect nothing else. It's just crazy, crazy cool. So I send out love and joy to you as I explode and blow up Facebook and YouTube here. Shutting everything down because it's just, it's just what I do. I put out so much joy and energy that it's just. But that's what you need to do. Don't worry about being average. If you have a great story, tell that great story. Inspire others to do it, but it's okay to be average too. We're also afraid to go to the local coffee gallery and coffee shop and sit there and talk to people and go, hey, you know what? I made my mortgage payment this month. Isn't that cool? Oh my gosh. Wow. Did you really? That never happens. So we're always apprehensive to say anything on average, you know what? This month was a good month. I paid all my bills. Wow. That's average. That's average. So be proud of being average. Be proud of making it through another month, making it through another day, because every day gets a little bit easier, and it will. You're going to get, you know, as you put out that love to other people, it's going to come back, and it's going to come back in all different forms. So don't, you know, be proud that you're average. Be proud of what you're out there and doing. And then next, get rid of what's got you stuck. And then once you're done walking through that quicksand, you're going to be walking on dry land, and you're going to be going faster and faster and faster, right? You're going to let other things fill that void, and you're not going to have to be trying to really sink down farther and farther. You're going to be running the path on life and your goals, towards your goals. And then lastly, just start feeling, love yourself. Tonight, when you look yourself in the mirror, do this. Look yourself in the mirror and just stare into your eyes for 5 to 10 seconds, and then just say, I love you. You did a great did a great job today. You accomplished a lot of things. You got up, you got going. You get, you know, Dave, you gave 2 webinars this afternoon. You're doing a show tonight. That's fantastic. That's a whole lot of talking. Because 2 webinars this afternoon was 8 hours long. And then doing the show tonight. So, and I still have a voice. I'm amazed at that. So love yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and just say I love you, and know that and let that just wash over yourself for a while, because you did a lot of great things today, this year, last year. You did a lot of great things, and it doesn't matter. You paid your bills, you paid your mortgage, you paid your rent, whatever it was. That's a great obstacle that you overcame. So pat yourself on the back, tell yourself you love yourself, and once you start loving yourself, it's amazing how other people are attracted to you, and all of a sudden you start friend tribe, whatever your tribe is, whatever you're searching for. Friends start coming out of just from everywhere, just wanting to be around you, because you're so, they just love the love that you're putting out there, and they're going to give you more love in return. So enjoy your week while I enjoy mine. And we'll see you next week. If you have any questions, like me on YouTube, or like me on Facebook, subscribe to my YouTube channel. We break it all down there. We put them out in snippet little videos, so you don't have to sit here for a whole half hour if you don't want to. But otherwise, just enjoy life and get out there and find your tribe and attract them to you. Your life will be it seems so much better for it. Until next week, have a great week. Enjoy the weather wherever you're at. If it's raining, go play in the puddles. If it's sunny, go get a sunburn. It's okay. Come back here next week, and we'll love you all the same. Have a great week. See you later. Bye-bye. If you like this video, like my Facebook page, or subscribe to my YouTube channel, or find everything at davestelma.com.